Alrighty, guys. Well, welcome back to round three. Austin McLean here on the table and in the booth, and I'm here with Jared Ellenberger, my co-host, as always. So,
Yeah, for sure. An exciting round three to look forward to. A back-to-back commentary gameplay. We get to critique our own play here and see how our luck fares. Um, Austin, you're on the Orzhov mid-range deck. Tell me a little bit about your choice to go with this one.
yeah, I mean, before it got really big, I just saw one deck list of it, and I was like, man, I really like this. I've always wanted to play Thalia, um, and originally with it being an Aether Vial deck, I'm an Aether Vial guy since Goblins, since Humans, Merfolk. So I've played all those decks. I love the versatility of this deck, and I love my creature-based decks. It was very, honestly, it had a lot of value, and the more I started playing it, I really enjoy the deck. I think it has a lot of options, a lot of ins and outs. So it was kind of just my style of deck, and I was actually really glad I played it. It felt extremely good. I haven't gotten to play it online, unfortunately. I'm a frugal guy and don't want to spend that money anymore on it. to, to
For sure, yeah.
so
Buying cards in multiple platforms, across Magic Online and in paper and in Arena, and they just get you coming and going. It can be hard to keep up with all the different platforms. But yeah, you have had quite a bit of experience with a little white weenie, and it shows in how you play this deck. You definitely know all the lines. You understand what your role in each matchup is. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you got going here.
well, first off, don't talk about my weenie like that. But
You caught my little pun there, huh?
but no, yeah, exactly. I think this is just in my wheelhouse, and this was the type of deck that I really just was looking forward to. Now, I was a little nervous. I haven't played against Burn in a long time, and Burn can always just sneak up on you. And the card I was just really trying to stay away from was Skull Crack, and I just knew it was going to be around. So yeah, no, but I'm just glad RJ was able to make it. I haven't seen RJ in many years, and uh, met RJ back in college, also just up from Youngstown area. So
Yeah, RJ showing up with the blast from the past and burn and keeping us modern players honest here. We've gotten so greedy with our fetch into tapped land for the value of a surveil, but if Burn's hitting you for three in the face multiple times every turn, that kind of pattern's really going to set you behind. Um, and it also encourages you to fetch more shock lands too to keep back up with it. So we'll see how this plays out and if he's able to take advantage of that.
yeah, and I think somebody accidentally must have bumped the camera prior, and I should have checked it before. So I don't think we're gonna have a lot of visual on my graveyard because I like to play to the left of my library. But I'm mulling down here and really loving these. I love these Star City Creature Series sleeves. I've got so many sets of them. Um,
Yeah.
so I'm trying to pull my deck back in to see if the grave can be visualized.
Yeah, definitely two players here who are loving to showcase their style. I think all of our sleeves so far have been straight one color sleeves. We've got bright colors from RJ on the right here, and at the very beginning, I'm pretty sure I saw a yellow Bath Ducky deck box. That's you know definitely a statement about his preferences there.
Right. And I'm hitting in. I'm loving these surveil lands. Gonna hit the back streets back all right here with the shadowy back street. We liked it. We're keeping it up top. Trying to definitely keep from fetching as much as possible. I believe I'm holding up for failure. So I want to see what he's gonna do here. Um, Try to probably punch me in the face.
And in response to the Cytowan, you're going to save yourself two damage by getting that failure down in time. Another reason why she, I think, is the goodest pupper, being able to avoid some extra damage at instant speed.
She is the goodest girl. I absolutely just love this card. When I first saw it, I was like, man, I really love this. It looks great. And this archetype. it just fits so well.
For sure. It's a difficult card to play against as well. It's easy to forget that you can blink your own things, you can blink your opponent's things, and how many different interactions that comes up with to remove blockers or to bounce things that are beneficial to you or detrimental to your opponent. It's a much more versatile card than it looks on its face.
Oh yeah, and with just having the 2/2 body and flash, I mean, just that in itself has been great. And then yeah, creating that versatility. I am gonna take the 2 to just push that, get it out of the way. I've got too many things to. I've got too many things to reduce my life under that. So
Oh yeah, uh that white land, the witch or whatever the name of
yep,
that card is, coming down so that you can get your value engine rolling here. That's quite the quite the cost you're paying to get that engine going, but hopefully it pays off here.
yep.
Are you resolving your triggers for any of these?
And this is where so I was just so, as I told you before the match or before we started commentating, I was so focused on like trying to have the tournament run and worrying about everything else in the cam run. Completely think I missed my original trigger.
It's easy enough to do,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
hopefully you see them coming in from here on. Oh,
But we
I
did.
think you
So
were just explaining what was happening before you actually did it, just to keep your turn moving. So looks like you're getting the correct number of cards here. It's just the sequence of it was a little confusing for us in the booth because we can't hear you.
and then that's the powerful bit of this deck is being able to go Overlord of the Bale Merc, have the trigger off, and then just pulling such value at that point. I mean, turn 3, being able to punch in for some damage, grow your failure, and have a 5/5 with it triggers off when it attacks as well. Yeah, just a huge combo piece here.
For sure. Not taking up your turn one, but between turns two and turns three, with very little opportunity for your opponent to respond because you get to do turn two at instant speed. You put 8 mana or 8 power onto the board, and you draw 2 cards. That it's just incredible how this synergizes.
Yeah, I was a little nervous putting the Witch Enchanter in as a land and having to drop myself for 3. You just really never know, especially like I said, if he's just got skull cracks and things of that manner. I feel good about the fact that Bale Merc being a 5/5 puts him out of range for any singleton, so he's gonna have to make a dual piece here. He's gonna try to go for the failure with the Searing Blaze.
Yeah. And I saw you got a solitude off of that Bale Merc for your second card. Remind me, are you able to gain life by hitting your own creatures with solitude?
I am. So I believe I actually end up doing that at one point.
Okay.
But just having it just in case was in my mind of which actually looks like I did there.
Oh, is that what happened off to the side a little bit?
Yeah, I believe so. As
Okay.
I'm getting that life, trying to just get everything that I can. Looks like he's
Suspending
suspended
a
a
Rift
Rift
Bolt.
Bolt. Yep,
Yep. And Bailmerk's about to get in and do some serious damage here, maybe bringing back that same Solitude
yep. I
since it
believe I
went to
do.
the graveyard. Yeah, Bailmark just so powerful. It's got that same type of selection value that used to make Snapcaster so powerful, and then its card advantage inherently in itself. And a threat if you can get your combo off like you did early. Um, Card is just absolutely busted.
Yep, I'm gonna Recruiter of the Guard here.
What are you thinking? What's your target at this point?
I believe I go get another Solitude just to try to, if I need to, string together as much life potential
Yep.
as possible. So,
The shields are up, and you're going to keep chipping in away for 5 at a time here with Bailmark.
yeah.
Um, and RJ looking like he's hanging on to. I think I saw a Lightning Helix, another Eidolon, and another red burn spell of some kind. I couldn't identify that third card, but
Ooh,
uh, can't be feeling great. Although Boris Charm is a great addition to the hand, with you gaining this much life and math not in his favor at the moment.
yeah, and I think that fourth one is a Skewer the Critics. So He's gonna try to go up top with the. He's gonna helix me to the face,
And then
skewer
using,
me.
yes, using the spectacle ability on Skewer to get it off for 1 mana there.
Yeah, and I mean I'm still in danger zone. This is
For
tough. Like
sure.
I said, with Boros
y-
Charm in hand, that's just huge.
For sure. It is crazy how quickly Burn can turn the tables with Lightning Helix. Always a massive life swing there.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Like if he just has one skull crack here to realistically to realistically stop any of my solitude pieces and trying to get ahead of that life, yeah, kind of puts me in a really, really tough position. Luckily, I'm playing a different style, and I actually was playing with Guide of Souls. So I'm going to try to string together as much little bit of baby life as I can here. So even if my solitudes are pitched away, I can also just gain life off the trigger of the Guide of Souls.
Yeah, that's actually massive because that makes it so your solitudes are gaining you, 4 life or depending on what you're hitting with it, but um, you're gaining that one extra life whenever it enters, and if you can get above 7 here, then you're safe from Boris Charm plus an extra card, which is realistically what he could have in his hand at this point. So I think you're at the point where he's definitely not ending the game this turn,
Yep, so he's going to try to crack me up in the face again with this Boros Charm.
and you have to consider here: do you respond to this um, so that he can't respond to you trying to gain life in a moment? Seems to be what you're mulling over here.
Yeah, I think I'm just trying to figure out what's kind of the last piece here. I think I'm gonna go after that. Yep, the recruiter of the guard to try to just gain a slight bit of life.
And can Solitude
And I'm gonna
exile
ephemerate.
itself?
No, no, cannot.
Okay.
But I'm gonna ephemerate it on the stack. Get 2 triggers off of the Guide of Souls. Get 2 energy and gain the 1 life off of the recruiter of the guard. Take my 4, and then he's gonna second main phase hit with Eidolon, which at this point I'm no longer super concerned about.
Yeah, at this point, he's almost himself under his own Eidolon. You could, even just attack in with just one creature at a time or whatever, um, and he wouldn't even be able to cast a spell,
Yep, so
assuming that
I just go
Eidolon's
for
6 mana.
the push, knowing that he's got no cards in hand, and just go in. So, yeah, I did not know what to expect, but let's pull up the sideboards here. I'm gonna pull up RJ's sideboard, and
Solitude definitely seems to be the linchpin card for your strategy there. Let's see what he has to deal with it. Um,
I feel like
Searing.
I feel like Relic of Progenitus is or Rest in Peace. Probably trying to take me off some of my graveyard. Uh,
Yeah, I don't know that Relic does it against your deck has a very interesting dynamic with the graveyard where it's putting those 4 cards in and taking the best of them all at once. So while it is good to hit what's already in the graveyard, it
yeah,
doesn't remove all of the value for it. So Rest in Peace sounds great to me, but I don't know if I'd be diluting the deck with Relic at this
yeah, I
point.
agree. Yeah, probably just Rest in Peace. And I really don't think I'm putting, I'm going wider than the normal. So probably Path to Exile. I probably wouldn't bring in, or uh, maybe a Searing Blaze or something out, and Path to Exile in. Not quite certain.
I'd be thinking about bringing Searing Blaze in, being able to
You
keep
think?
your board a little bit clearer while also translating that into damage to your face. I'm not an expert burn player by any means. I've only played it a couple of times, but I would be wanting to get that 2-for-1 value. Path to Exile, I could see it. It's really you're really bringing it in for the Bale Mercs.
Right, and that was my thought. To be able to take care of the Bale Merc.
And at that point, I guess it would be better to bring in Wear Tear than to bring in Path to Exile.
Yeah, that's an
Um,
enchantment.
yeah, I would be bringing in 2 Rest in Peace, a Searing Blaze, and then 1, maybe 2 Wear Tear.
Yeah, so for my end, I really didn't think I was changing anything up. I honestly don't know, other than I might have brought in a Dawn's Truce into this situation. Other than that, I don't know if I brought in anything. I think I'm just sticking with my game plan.
Yeah, I might be tempted to hedge bets by bringing in a Wrath of the Skies or 2, in case he gets off to one of the creature heavy starts. But he's also likely likely boarding any creatures out, since you were such a creature heavy deck that can block him, that can really punish him for trying to put too many eggs in one basket there.
Yep, I think we
We
tried
didn't.
to I think we tried to adjust the camera back. And it's just yeah, we're gonna have to just get a, a better structure on it, but said we apologize to any of the viewers and working towards it.
For sure. Still good to see some paper magic played though. I love watching a game of Magic online, but there's something about watching people sling some cardboard that adds more of a romantic feel to the game.
Yeah, definitely. It just feels good to be there and hanging out, like I said. So once again, just good old fun magic, and we're getting back into it to the competitive aspect, and yeah, it's been fun.
And it looks like RJ did decide to bring those Path to Exiles in. We'll see if he's valuing that highly enough to keep this hand. Um, I think he's kept. I think you're off to the races here.
Yeah, and this is where I was so I once again I was so busy trying to think about everything else, and I was in a rush, and I literally just started going. Poor play for me, but he's like, wait, I'm going first, and I was like, oh yes, yes you are. So, uh,
Those things will happen. You had a lot on your mind for sure.
yeah, yeah. So, but I'm just going and doing this.
Monastery Swift Spear getting in for a single point of damage, and you're down to 18 already. But uh, thankfully, being a 2-color deck, you're able to limit the amount of damage you're taking here. Just getting that planes, drawing your card for turn, and did you? I think you're taking a. So he went first.
Yeah,
I
this might
think
have. Wow. Okay. Well, no, I thought we backed up. Did not. So that is just poor on me.
these things do happen. We'll um, see if it comes down to making the difference in this game. It's a bit of a hard one to track. Um, and RJ getting his second land drop just fine. What did he do on his second turn? Did he suspend a Riftbolt or something? Oh no, I think he played.
Rest in peace.
Is that a rest in peace up in the
Yep, yep. He's
upper
got
right?
rest in peace up top. So, well, now I just feel really bad.
There's only so much you can do. It does definitely doesn't feel the best, but we don't have a full time judge. We don't have somebody watching the play area, or to your point, we don't have somebody taking the burden of that mental energy to run the play area off of you. This is the kind of thing where if you weren't focused on the camera, this never would have happened.
So it
So
looks like I
we'll,
think.
we'll, we'll chalk it up to feature match jitters, maybe for both players, and not catching how it transpired.
Yeah, and I'm gonna
But
try to ephemerate one of them to keep it alive. I just want to keep something around because he tried to take both my Guide of Souls out.
so both sitting at healthy life totals at 18 here, and you're beginning to accrue some energy. Do you have any energy payoffs in the deck aside from the Soul Brother himself?
So I was playing one of Static Prison. I think I was on
Okay.
two. I was at two at one point. I think I went down to one last minute, and that and just being able to utilize the energy to pump something else.
Yeah, for sure.
So that was
It
kind
is
of the
nice that Guide of Souls turns itself into, or something else, into a threat, and it's not just a generation of energy, but a sink for it as well. And unlike the Boros energy decks of old, at least, I guess they don't have that many energy sources anymore, or any energy sinks anymore. But your static prisms are sticking around because you don't have to use that energy for anything else.
right. I'm gonna take my life off of trying to push the idol on here, losing camera focus.
Austin continuing to hit his land drops. He has a knack for drawing every land in his deck. I've seen him play 12 to 15 lands before and cast Archangel on turn 5 every time.
Yeah, it looks like I'm just trying to stay away from taking any more of my own life, and looks like RJ's trying to find some more mana here. Goes get Sacred Foundry. Still rest in peace up top. I thought with a new, more sturdy table, we'd have less issues with shaky camera, but
Yeah, we'll improve it for next time. There's only so much a card table, folding table can do to eliminate when people are kind of smacking their forearms down on it. So yeah, we'll get something going for next time that'll eliminate this. But we can still see what's going on. It's not that big a detriment. I think it's more you taking pride in the quality of your work than it is actually bothering anyone.
perfectionist.
Yep.
All right, so now I
RJ, sorry,
no, I was gonna say Path to Exile. I am gonna bring this Witch Enchanter down on the
on the rest in peace.
yeah, so we're
Um,
getting rid of that.
you might be able to get your value engine back online here. And RJ has to be getting low on cards. He's been fighting a good fight, trying to get your life total down. You are all the way down to 13, so he's a bit ahead on life at this point, but it's cost him quite a few resources.
Yeah, and I believe at this point it's kind of a stall out on my end, and I'm just kind of trying to punch in little by little. Gonna try to Helix. Hits me
Helix
in the
going
face.
right for the dome is a show of strength from him. Um, I'd almost be expecting that to go after the creature if he didn't have the resources to knock your life total down considerably.
And so we were kind of just discussing uh, if he really was going to shock himself for the Helix, and no, he has the mana, so he pulls back and corrects corrects that, not
Uh,
taking any additional damage.
that was off the Sacred Foundry coming in untapped that previous turn.
No, no, from the Sunbaked Canyon there, and not he was utilizing that to
Ah,
tap
okay.
and
I, I
instead.
I took the word shock a little too literally.
Oh, sorry, ping.
No, not at all. The good is Pupper making her appearance.
Yep, she's in.
Any any additional rests in peace can fear for their lives from that witch stalker or witch enchanter.
Yep, especially being able to utilize Flicker Wisp here. We're gonna flicker that.
All the flicker abilities coming in.
Yep, we're just gonna flick
So you're
everything.
going to have Flicker Wisp and the Enchanter come back on your end step. And Thalia is going to get a little bit bigger here. Oh, was there another rest in peace that had come down? I didn't even see that up in the upper right, but continuing to chew through RJ's resources, and that is the only rest in peace he has remaining in the deck. So your graveyard is going to go. You're going to be able to have full access to it and really get your value engine rolling. You're also up to 5 mana, so you don't even have to get up to the tricks of the 2 mana reduced cost ability in the flicker. RJ draws a card. You're at 10 life, so he's not too far off. If he can just get a couple more cards in hand, we know he's got at least one in hand right now, so sitting at a virtual 7. And what you are missing at this moment is the ability to gain life. I don't know what you have in your hand. You could be waiting for that last minute solitude play to stave off death, but depending on the contents of RJ's hand, he could really sneak one out here.
I believe I do have Ephemerate and Solitude. Um, yes, I do have both Ephemerate and Solitude in hand, and ability to just hardcast Solitude.
I see. Yep, you're probably well out of range then.
So I believe I go for the Flicker Wisp or the Witch Enchanter here.
Is that lightning helix targeting you or one of your creatures?
I think he was targeting me, and then no, it must have been targeting the. So we're gonna Fem. Empty.
Looks like you're considering hitting the flicker with. Oh no, it was targeting you. We just are sequencing, making it a bit confusing once again.
Yeah.
But we've evened up life totals here. He did have a Skullcrack in hand, just not the mana to play it, and the Lightning Helix back to back. So that enough to take him down on your next swing, and that'll be the end of round 3 as Austin advances.
Yep, on to round 4. See you guys back.